I think the problem between people that are poor and the people that are rich is the victim mindset.
Mm,
Okay.
love it,
I
love it.
could have stayed at
Yeah.
my 9 to 5 job.
Tell it
I could
louder.
have
Tell it
stayed,
louder.
I could have been I could have stayed at my 9 to 5 job,
No, yeah.
and I could have been like, boo hoo, woe is me. I'm sad. I'm a victim of the system. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, as an entrepreneur, you realize the system is broken. You realize, okay, nothing's gonna get handed to me. Nothing's gonna work out for me. I have to change things myself. Start posting on Facebook because Facebook is the best place to post right now. I mean, you can
hmm
be monetized on on Facebook with the Facebook monetization program and making money from that. And then you'd be also making money by sending the traffic to your
hmm
affiliate product.
Why
So,
do you
and I'll be
think
honest.
why do you think that Facebook is so like one of the best platforms to go for?
So, well, I mean, we'll start with the Facebook content monetization program. That just incentivizes you to even post on there in the first place, right?
hmm
So that's awesome. But I believe it's just something they changed recently in the last probably 3 months, maybe even 6 months, that allows you to get seen by more people that would be interested in your
hmm
content. In the very beginning, it was rough because like I feel like there's definitely like you get to a wall and then it's
hmm
just this wall of negative comments and then you're like, do I just turn around and
Yeah.
walk the other direction and give up entirely, or do I try to jump over the wall? And eventually, and I just jumped over the wall. I broke through the wall
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's tough. Like you have to have you develop thick skin or
hmm
you give up.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Brainwashed series. Today's guest is actually a really recent friend that I met or like reach out to, and he's crushing it on social media like Facebook, Instagram. He's got there or I would say he's got there over like 2 million followers already. So it's really sick to have somebody like that here with that type of background. And yeah, so I would love to introduce you here. Here is Tyler Weiss, and I'm super pumped to have him here and having this conversation with him.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited to be here. Thank you. It's so funny, because we just recently became friends, but you asked me to be on this, and I was like, you know what? Can't hurt. Why not? It's always great to connect and then talk about experiences with somebody else,
Oh yeah,
especially in
totally.
this business.
Oh yeah, love it, love it. All right, so I know a little bit of your story. I've been reading some stuff about you, listening about some few videos that you provided also, and it was really inspiring for sure. But I don't know how many people knows the story, and I would love to always like let it to share your story, let everybody share their stories to bring the connection how you actually get into entrepreneurship and such. So if you can go ahead and let us know about you a bit.
Of course, yeah. I'm used to telling the story. But basically, you know, I did what everyone was, every parent, every adult told me to do, right? I went to college and got my bachelor's degree. I didn't really know what I wanted to do in college. And in fact, my sister wanted me to go into nursing. And I look back at that, and there's no way I could have been a nurse. I'll tell you that right now. And so I got my business bachelor's degree, and my first job outside of college was just Best Buy, right? For
Uh,
$13 an hour,
right.
right?
Yep.
And so, during that time when I was at Best Buy, because I was like, I like business, right?
hmm
So I was trying everything that there possibly is. I've done drop shipping 9 different times
hmm
total, different products, failed multiple times. I tried to run a social media marketing agency, so I reached out to local chiropractors and or other doctors or anything along those lines, and I was like, "Hey, I'll run your Facebook ads for you." Right? And so I did get some clients, and I if you've been on the internet long enough, you know that that's a whole thing. People are
Oh yeah.
always like, "Oh, reach out to your local people." Yeah, it doesn't really work out as well as you would think, right? So tried that, and eventually, after I tried to move up the ladder at Best Buy for like 2, 3 years, not even
hmm
kidding. I tried to, even though I was overqualified, I could not get a higher position than I was
hmm
in.
Yeah.
I left. And so I started working at a bank in Walmart.
hmm
Ugh, and that was tough. And that was during COVID. Eventually, I could not handle it. And I went to another bank for $18 an hour. And I stayed there for about a year. And in that year, TikTok blew up,
Hmm.
right? And so I started posting on TikTok. I started posting on TikTok with my girlfriend. And then I would just record her doing goofy things, and then they would go viral. And I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh wow, this never happened before. This is really awesome."
Hmm.
So I started posting my own stuff. And so I started going viral. And
Hmm.
so I started doing affiliate marketing. I found affiliate marketing. I found Legendary Marketer. And that's when everything changed. Within 6 months, I had made my entire year's salary by promoting Legendary Marketer.
So awesome.
And then
Yeah.
I left my 9 to 5 job.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
And so I've been doing this since that point in time. Now
Hmm.
I've moved from different platforms, right? I focus on different platforms from time to time because as a social media guy, you'll find that that different platforms will become the hot place to post
Yeah. Yeah.
at different times. And so TikTok, at least for me, I don't care for it anymore. All right. It's just not a good place to post. My videos, and I'm proud of my videos, okay? And I like my videos. A lot of people like my videos. And they'll go viral on Facebook. They'll go viral on Facebook for like a couple 100,000, right? I can't get over 200 views on TikTok.
Hmm. That's very
And
interesting.
so I just don't care
Well,
for it at
yeah,
all.
because I think it's because of the, the intent of the platform is different probably because like the Facebook, I don't know, like I'm not like on TikTok at all. I'm not really bothered on even on Instagram. I'm literally focusing on one platform mainly. And when it comes to like building my audience, especially for high ticket stuff, you have to build a connection first anyway. So it's not like that you going to start, publishing and such, and you're gonna attract high ticket clients. That well, probably there is a way how to do it, but I haven't figured it out yet. So most of the time, it's like I'm doing the research and then I'm reaching out to people, for example, and such stuff like this, to get actually people um, to reply, and then I start building trust, figuring out what's the problem, and then I'm having literally a conversation about how I can help it, how I can help them, and if there is like mutual benefit for both of us, because I
Mhm.
always love to have mutual benefit for both, sides.
Right.
So it's really interesting. Like, I would love to know when it comes to your social media and everything, what is going on there, like how you think about social media. Because what is it like? Would you go and sell like, I mean, high tickets is for me 5 plus, okay, 5K
Yeah.
plus. Would you go and sell high ticket on your social media that way, like publishing and
So
such?
it's funny because I was doing just one-on-one coaching for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I paid like I think last year it was like 10K on a
Mm-hmm.
just a coaching service, and they were like, "We'll help you build out your service," right? So
Mm-hmm.
I've spent a lot of money on products because like
Yeah,
I believe that like you should always be trying to
of course.
educate
I love
yourself
it.
more,
Totally.
buy more products. I just like to buy things,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it's funny, you can't get me to buy things in real life. Like I'm very frugal in real life, but I'll buy
Yeah, it's
courses and
very
stuff.
intentional, and I can see myself in that very, very well because like I'm spending my money for things that actually makes sense to me that is gonna bring something for me. I'm not buying
Right.
things that are actually like not like it's just liabilities for me. Like something that's
Yeah,
gonna cost me, but nothing to produce, basically.
exactly. It's not gonna push you ahead. It's not gonna get you ahead. But
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you gotta do it.
Mm.
Sometimes like you gotta give in a little bit. But like,
Yeah.
you gotta go to that
Definitely.
fancy restaurant. You gotta go buy yourself a toy, a TV or something. You gotta do it sometimes.
Do
But
some
I'm very
reward
frugal with
stuff,
it.
like rewarding yourself and such, right?
Exactly. You gotta reward yourself. If you
Yeah.
don't reward yourself, then what's the point of doing all this, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But I digress. So yeah, basically I was doing coaching. I was selling my own coaching.
Hmm.
And what I found is so basically how I did it is I was sending them to a type form, and then that would
Hmm.
basically qualify them based on how much income they had, right?
Hmm. Yep. Yep.
I had an entire team. I had closers who were going to close those, and what I found is that whenever I would get on a call, I
Hmm.
would close maybe 80% of the time. When I would send it
Hmm.
to them, it was like 30% of the time.
Yeah. That's usually
So
what is happening when you are put like, when you're outsourcing things, like you have to prepare yourself that it's gonna go down like 50%. It's like literally if you're
yeah,
gonna do a organic, and then you start running ads, it's pretty much the same. Like you do organic, you're gonna get 80% basically opt-in, and then you start running to like ads basically, and you can expect that literally, like for example, when it comes to webinars, it's literally dropping down 50%. So if you are
Yeah.
not making enough money when you are, or not making, it's not profitable for you running like literally like warm traffic or like your audience, you shouldn't be
Yeah.
expecting that you're gonna be, be able to make money when you start running ads basically, because it's like, it's just it's just it should be an amplifier for it, like,
Yes. Not take away from it. But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, the caveat is, like you said, like that typically is what happens. And, it's funny is like I'm the organic guy. I
Mm-hmm.
love organic traffic. I try to do that with all of my offers. And right
Mm-hmm.
now I'm just promoting my own digital product,
Yeah.
which is $19. I just send them into the funnel and
I
I
checked
make
it out. I was like, this is actually really, really good. Like I was like surprised, because not many people like, who are doing those type of things, like, and doing affiliate stuff, they are not really as good. But in your like, and when I like listen your video and go through that whole process, I was like, this guy is doing something really well here, because I'm feeling that really, really good. And even just like yourself, and that's like one of the big things that a lot of people missing. They're just trying to be the facade, like trying to bring the facade on instead of being themselves also,
Yeah.
right?
It's funny you say that because so in the very beginning, I definitely had to mask up,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because like my videos and everything, they were I was like, I lacked the confidence,
Yeah,
right? So I
yeah.
would basically mask up whenever I had the camera on me and I was making these TikToks. And I would be like, I am this successful person. I am this marketer. You know what I mean? And it's like, I maybe have 5 videos to my name, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to at least embody that confidence and
Mm-hmm.
try. You have to at least mask up with that if you're starting out.
Yeah.
But eventually, when you're like it might be a form of manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you're like you're just telling yourself and you're putting that mask on enough that eventually it just becomes who you are then.
Yeah, yeah. Have you been
And
always like, that's what basically what you are talking about right now, like the confidence to show up, like basically, and being yourself. Ooh. So
yeah.
people not judging you actually, and if they do, who cares? Like that, like, do you still have this type of problem sometimes that you care about what others' opinions?
So I think this is just something that you always deal with. I've been doing this now for 5 years, content creation since 2020. I think
Mhm.
November of 2020, I was doing it.
Good
And
job,
you
good job.
get
Like you
yeah,
crashed it.
exactly. I'm on the job. This is my,
This is
I've been
awesome.
doing this
Yeah.
5 years. Like, yeah, it's just so you get you still get triggered. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get triggered, because like no one can just turn it off, and
Yeah.
sometimes people just know the right buttons to push. In the very beginning, it was rough because like I feel like there's definitely like you get to a wall and then it's
Mm-hmm.
just this wall of negative comments and then you're like, do I just turn around and
Yeah.
walk the other direction and give up entirely, or do I try to jump over the wall? And eventually, and I just jumped over the wall. I broke through the wall
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's tough. Like you have to have you develop thick skin or
Mm-hmm.
you give up,
Yeah. Yeah.
truly.
Yeah.
Because there's dumb people. They're not going to know what you're doing. They're not going to understand what you're doing. They can think they know, but they won't actually know.
Yeah.
So you just have to either block or you can try to engage, but you're just wasting your time really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So really, it's just best to just block those people, delete the haters, and just keep doing what you're doing because like as
How
long as
much?
you know
Yeah.
you're on the right path,
Sorry
that's what I know you're good.
uh do you actually like how much you engage with people when it comes to, your social media?
Not a lot, I'll be
No.
honest. So besides ManyChat automations on Instagram, where it just auto replies to them, I don't really engage.
Mm-hmm.
I've developed a funnel that so that it just pretty much just they go through it, they watch the training video, and then they buy or they don't buy, and then my email automations just kind of follow up with them,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it's beautiful because I mean that's how it was when I was promoting Legendary Marketer, and a lot of what I've implemented is from what I've learned from Legendary
Mm-hmm.
Marketer.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Who is
years
who
of
is the
doing it.
program actually from? Who is the? the legendary marketer. Who is it from? Who did
He
that?
he's it's Dave Sharp.
I'm not sure who's that. But anyway,
Yeah, he's like he's made like hundreds of millions of
okay,
dollars by doing this.
yeah, yeah.
By just selling
So
info
it's like,
products.
yeah, okay. So it's like affiliate type of thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, basically I was just an affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
And so, eventually within about 2 years of me being an affiliate for them, my sales did decline.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did switch to somebody else. It was Philip Johansson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you know that name at
Mm-hmm.
all. Um, but I was really struggling around 2023. And so up until 2024, I was just an affiliate. I was just
Mm-hmm.
promoting affiliate products. And then 2024 came. I started promoting my own digital products,
Mm-hmm.
my own coaching.
You
I've
got the
learned a lot in the
results.
last.
So you got the results. You got some more confident. You've been like, okay, I can start actually doing like this is really good because do you know how many people out there are like just people who just like today I'm gonna start selling courses, but I have no result, and they're just selling some stuff. They are just good at sales, for example, and
Yeah,
then just like selling some crap that nobody really even the results are not there probably or something like they just copied somebody or mixed somebody together with some or basically blended two people who they studied together and then just repurpose it based on them. And I for me this is not proper coaching type of thing. Like you
yeah,
are excellent example of it because you did your stuff. You went to the trenches. You did the like you created experience yourself basically, or developed the experience. Like, yeah, you just basically collected experience and then you started creating something on your own success, which is amazing, right?
exactly. And that's really what, I would tell beginners to do
Mm-hmm.
that. You know what I mean? But like I feel like, okay, so if you're starting out, it's 2025 and you're probably wondering, hey, what do I even do? I would definitely find some kind of affiliate product and dip your feet in the water, try to learn things. Start posting on Facebook because Facebook is the best place to post right now. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
can be monetized on on Facebook with the Facebook monetization program and making money from that. And then you'd be also making money by sending the traffic to your
Mm-hmm.
affiliate product.
Why
So,
do you
and I'll be
think
honest.
why do you think that Facebook is so like one of the best platform to go for?
So, well, I mean, we'll start with the Facebook content monetization program. That just incentivizes you to even post on there in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. But I believe it's just something they changed recently in the last probably 3 months, maybe even 6 months, that allows you to get seen by more people that would be interested in your
Mm-hmm.
content. I think they
Mm-hmm.
changed the algorithm. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. And I'll be honest. So I have a million followers on Instagram. It's funny saying that because I'm just like, yeah, it's a million followers. Now, you
That's
know what I mean? Like once
awesome.
you
Actually,
get to
like
yeah.
really, yeah.
No, 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 thank you. Once you get to a threshold though, with anything, you're like, all right, big whoop. Here we are now, But, Instagram's great. I have a lot of organic traffic coming from there, but it's not, I don't get seen as much. Like they definitely changed the algorithm on there too. So when they changed Facebook, they changed Instagram too, and they made Instagram not push Reels anymore. Instagram Reels do not get pushed out. They do not get seen like they used to. And that was what I built my million followers off of is by just posting Reels.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and so it's completely changed. It's completely 180 now. And
Right.
so
It's very
Facebook is
interesting
the place
because
to go.
everybody promoting reels, reels, reels on Instagram all day long. Like this is how you should run reels, and I can see those freaking posts like and ads running there all the time. Like, but the thing is also like if you are completely like beginner and you just like little use your head basically and think about it. If you go and look at your all the platforms, all of them has one thing in common, and that's the reels, short form videos, which
Yeah.
is really interesting. And then people like you have your opinion on that basically the videos are not working as well as it was before. And like now, okay, so where like how do you thinking now what the next trend for example is gonna be of the reels or something? I want to see your opinion, like how what do you think about it? Like when you think about, Instagram on the social media, like do you think that people should focus, like that's why you think that people should be focusing more on Facebook than on Instagram right now because the reels are not going that well? Or yeah, give me more context to that for sure.
So what I think personally, I think that we everything changes. Like
Mm-hmm.
it ever change,
It's
like feel like it
always,
changes
yeah.
almost every month.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. But what I think right now, I mean, for me, carousels work so well for me
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's, I mean, if you're watching this and then that, and it's the end of 2025 into 2026, post carousels, all right? That's going to
Mm-hmm.
be the best thing to do. But I think for Facebook right now, text-based posts,
Mm-hmm.
images, and reels are that's everything you should be posting. And you
Mm-hmm.
should just be posting. Post 20 to 40 times a day.
Wow.
If you log on Facebook at all for any reason, I want you to post something
Mm-hmm.
because it's just going to get seen,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Instagram, I think TikTok is going to die. That's my opinion.
I
So
heard when it comes to that, I heard that literally there is some predictions or something that they're literally going to sell TikTok or some part of it to US, basically some company or whatever, that they're going to do actually take like US TikTok, basically.
yeah, so what's going to happen is, the United States has had issues with security with TikTok forever now. For I don't know, since the Biden administration
Yeah,
was in the United States.
yeah.
And so Trump, I think, is using this as leverage
Uh-huh.
to take control of it and make more money. Right. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's all I think that's his main thing.
Right.
And so I think because I doubt they're gonna give the algorithm to the United States,
Mm-hmm.
TikTok as a company, like who ByteDance,
Mm-hmm.
is going to keep the algorithm, probably create their own TikTok, a new
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, right? And then the TikTok that we know is just going to fade away. Maybe some people will use it. There's that app called Blue Sky that's like a
Oh yeah.
Twitter alternative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think it's just going to be kind of something like that. Some people will use it, other people won't use it, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much just like what's going to happen with it. Um, so that's another reason I don't really care to post. I make all my content on TikTok. I love the editor. I
Mm-hmm.
really love the editor on TikTok. I
Interesting. Okay.
repurpose it on
Uh-huh.
every single thing. I put it on Instagram. I put it on Facebook. I put it on YouTube,
Uh-huh.
all from posting originally on TikTok.
Hmm. I saw like you providing like 30, 40 posts in a day. How you actually able to do that? Tell me that. Like tell me your secret about this because this is like this is insane. Like posting 30 to 40, reels or whatever, like carousels or pictures or whatever text. Like how my like what do you do? What do you do
So
with? Yeah.
basically, I know it's a process. Luckily, I have on backlog 5 years of reels
Mm-hmm.
that I have created. And sometimes all I will do is just go back in my phone and recreate a reel that I already had made,
Mm-hmm.
but then just like with a new presentation, right? Um, so some of the stuff that you're seeing on my Facebook now
Right.
might be 3 years old, it might be 4 years old. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason I'm sharing it is because Facebook rewards people who are creating original content. And if Facebook has never seen that content, it's going to push it out more. And
Mm-hmm.
so Facebook, I wasn't posting reels on Facebook until maybe about a year ago. Facebook has never seen my reels from 4 years ago or three
Mm-hmm.
years ago. So I'm just posting my backlog.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, my reels will just die down, and you'll notice that eventually. But for the carousels and for the text images and stuff like that, I'm get on X and
Mm-hmm.
I'll find people that are in my same niche and then I'll repurpose the content. I'll find people who are already viral. I can tell if something's gonna go viral. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why. I have a gift with it. I can just see it. My girlfriend's a content creator as well. I'm like, this is a trend. You need to make content on it now.
How are you
And I can
figuring out
just
trends, actually? When it comes to trends, how are you figuring out trends?
it's just like if I see it more than like 3, 4 times, then
On
it's
like on the
then it's just
social,
like,
basically, on the platform, probably, or
yeah,
something.
pretty much. Yeah.
Is
If
it
I
all
because
over the platforms or only one platform, for example? If you
so
see that it can be something different trendy on Instagram or, for example, something trendy on Facebook, you will be like, is that how you can see it also? Like it's sometimes it's like depends on the platform, or is it like you can see it everywhere.
Yeah, so I don't so like if I devoted the time on every platform to check every single trend, I think I would run out of time every single day. And I'm something that I really value time.
Hmm.
So I will just get on TikTok. And sometimes things will just happen when I'm doom scrolling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I'll get on X, and then I'll get on Facebook. And because I programmed my algorithm on Facebook to be a certain way, like I've liked certain content, I can see what's going to go viral, or I see
Hmm.
what already has gone viral.
Hmm.
And if I see it multiple times, I need to jump on that. I need to take advantage of that. And so that's
Yeah.
why I jumped on this entire like ChatGPT prompt stuff.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
I started seeing people post about it. I started seeing it a lot more in the last month or so. And I was like, wow, I need to be posting these
Hmm.
constantly
Hmm.
because they're getting hundreds of shares,
Yeah.
hundreds of
Yeah.
likes, if not thousands of
It's very
likes on every
interesting,
single
right?
prompt.
Like people
It's
are looking
crazy.
for that for that like for the is it like value, would you say? Like because it's like a little bits of value basically that you are giving them some type of prompts, which is sometimes like people if they don't know how to actually prompt it properly is like total crap, but people are still going for it like crazy, right?
Yeah, so I think you're right. I think that's exactly what it is you need to provide value.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell my students this now, and I realize this, there's correlation when I was promoting Legendary Marketer to
Mm-hmm.
now. And in between I was struggling. And the reason I was struggling in between for those years was because I wasn't providing value.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have this value mindset, and it's like it's funny because Alex Hormozy released like his book, 100 Million Ways to Make Money, you know, or something like that. 100 Ways to Make Money. I didn't get the book, you know, because you know, I was like, oh, I'll see it eventually, or in some capacity, I'll see the information, regardless. He talks about providing value. If you provide enough value, people will buy anything that you are doing. It doesn't matter what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so now what I do is I'm like, here's websites that you need to
Mm-hmm.
know. Here's useful prompts that you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Here's anything that you need to know. You just need to
Mm-hmm.
know it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Because the
people,
value has different form of every for everybody, right? So it's like it can
exactly.
be prompts, it can be like some type of information. Some people just like literally telling them that there is a way how you can filter people who's going to like sell your emails, for example, and this type of crap. Like
Yeah,
literally,
yeah,
you know, like there is so
yeah, it's
many
true.
things that you can like some like provide little bit of value and people go crazy for it because they just don't have the access to information and the information is like infinite loop. It's like literally there is so many things that you can share that you don't even
Yeah.
know and you find out 10 seconds ago and you just post it and people go crazy for it because it's so funny, you know.
Exactly, and that's and you know that's the avenues for a content creator, right? You either provide value or you entertain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not an entertainer. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not. You know,
Have you
I
tried
think
that?
I'm funny when I'm at home and you know I'm telling jokes to my girlfriend or my family. That's different. But I like telling jokes on the internet or trying to be funny on the internet. That's different.
All right.
So I educate. I give
Mm-hmm.
value, and so that's the route that I chose.
Yeah.
Um, but that's I mean, if you want to make money online, you either entertain
Or
or you give value,
mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much what you have to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like when you've been talking about Alex Hormozy, right? Like Hormozy is like his own, like the way he is, the brand basically that he built. You know that you're gonna get a shit ton of value, like just because who he is and how good his
Exactly.
stuff is. So people, and he's providing a huge amount of value. So like, look what he can do with it. Like his brand and how he present himself and how he built this whole empire basically he is like giving you away some free stuff, but basically he's also selling you like a 6K offer, in the
Exactly. Yeah,
end,
with his
on the back
books.
end, basically. So it's
Yeah,
crazy.
and if you build your brand around just creating value, and I think and that's how he sold his books, right? That's why he made all that money with the books, is because for years he wasn't selling anything at all,
That's what he
right?
teaches also in his books, basically. Just provide value, 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 and like, for, and then don't even ask for, don't sell publicly, only privately, basically. And that's
Yeah.
because if you start selling publicly, you're going to just, you're gonna what is it called? Like you're going to completely break the reach that you can like, or you know what I mean? Like
I
how
would
would
say
you
like
frame it?
alienate
Yeah,
people,
alienate. Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because like and then that's the thing is as what I do, right? Like because I'm providing value but also selling at the same time, there's always going to be a segment of my audience that's going to be like, screw you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You're just selling a course. You're just
Mm-hmm.
selling it. It's like, okay, you know what? And you just have to accept that. So that's why Alex remains that advice is so valuable. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you either just provide value and sell, alone, private, or you can just be that's your entire brand and business.
Mm-hmm.
But you might alienate people. People might hate you for it. And you just got to choose what works for you, really.
Okay, totally. So now, okay, let's go a little bit to a conversation that like I love to having these conversations when it comes to um the way we've been programmed basically on the at the beginning of literally our young age to somehow like literally follow the same script as everybody else does and become that type of person, like that sheep in the huge, you know, crowd of like, or how is it, how would you say, like literally, become that person in the cubicle basically with all the limits
Oh,
that you can do or what you can, like what you can or what you can't do. And I would love to hear your thoughts and like your opinions about like how the whole thing works and what is your thoughts on that. And I don't know about you, but for me, there is a lot of things that is broken. And when it comes to government, when it comes to schooling system,
yes.
when it comes to like like the way that we basically like people operate with money and all of that. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that and your opinion.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very interesting, topic. I mean, I feel like nowadays, I'm in the United States,
Yeah.
so it's a different perspective entirely. And it's funny is like people from different countries. I'm sure they have different perspectives on us too because of our government that we have currently.
Well, I think it's very, very similar to every, like, it doesn't really matter. I'm like, I want to, like, as soon as I can, I want to move to US. I
Oh, really?
love
Fun
that. I
stuff.
would love to live there, and this is my like real big goal that I want to achieve because like I don't know, it's just because of the language. I love English language. I love to learn. I know that I'm not perfect in it, but I'm still working on it. So it's going to be like one day I'm gonna be so good at that. So like literally you wouldn't be recognized if I'm like literally living like I'm native speaker. So this is like one of the biggest goals for me too. But like there are whole bunch of things, right? But when it comes to like really the government type of thing, like I think that there is like everybody is the same. Like in our country or in England or in the USA, it's very, very similar. And I would say that actually Trump is a really, really clever person who knows how to run his, how to run the country, and he's really
Yes.
good in business, which means that
Yes.
he knows how to reduce the debt basically. And he like, do you would you love to have somebody who's literally like is more like a socialist, or would you like to have a president who is like more capitalist and literally like trying to make good at the and have in the country have more money, be able to the country board prosper and this type of things than the opposite. So tell me your yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I do, but I believe that I think that some people will say, "Oh, we're in late stage capitalism, yada yada yada," all of that stuff. But so basically, yeah, it's we're not. And you know what I mean? It's just like capitalism is the best way for a country to run as far as we know at the moment in time. That's what I believe. And I think that, Trump being a businessman, I mean, with the tariffs, he's being incredibly smart about that, and people will be divisive about that. I know there'll probably be people in the comments who be like, tariffs are bad, but I don't care, because like I think they're actually going to work long term,
Hmm.
right? And I'm a big advocate for Elon Musk. I have a Tesla,
Yep,
I drive
love
my
it.
Tesla.
Like, yeah, that's my
Um,
dream car too. So I'm going to like Elon, Tesla, Trump, all of that. This is like this is sick to me. Like I love to. Yeah. Anyway, I love to
oh
talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah, no, I'm with you. And I mean, I'm a huge investor in Tesla stock, but I think. I think you're right. I honestly do. The more I think about it, I think, these other all of the countries are having the same issues that we are,
Mm,
right? Immigration problems.
hmm
The system is broken, there's a divide between the people that are poor and the people that are rich. And
hmm
honestly, I think that I think the problem between people that are poor and the people that are rich is the victim mindset.
mm.
Okay.
Love it,
I
love
could
it.
have stayed at
Yeah.
my 9 to 5 job.
Tell it
I could
louder.
have
Tell
stayed.
it louder.
I could have been I could have stayed at my 9 to 5 job,
No, yeah.
and I could have been like, boo hoo, woe is me. I'm sad. I'm a victim of the system, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, as an entrepreneur, you realize the system is broken. You realize, okay, nothing's going to get handed to me. Nothing's going to work out for me. I have to change things myself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I think as a society, we're never going to have a utopia, right?
Mhm.
It's an ideal world,
Yeah.
right? But we can work towards it,
hmm
right? But
Yeah.
there will always be people who will cry and mope and be sad and be like, wow, my life sucks. And then they'll just sulk
And
and then
do
that'll
not
be their life.
don't do anything. This is freaking ridiculous to me. Like, man, just fucking do something with your life. I don't going to listen to that. Like, I'm so sick of listening people just moaning about their stupid life, like how it is bad, blah blah blah. What the hell? Just take responsibility for your action and start doing
Yes.
something with it.
Yeah, I'd say accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability,
Mm,
lack of accountability is what is setting people aside from success or failure,
hmm
right? So that, and then you add victim mindset. It's like, okay, yeah, the system is broken. 9 to 5, going to college, you were supposed to be like, oh, this is supposed to work. Well, guess what? It doesn't work. All
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
what are you going to do about it? Are you going to watch these people? Um, I always compare. I like on Instagram.
Yeah.
I always compare them. Like people get mad at me. It's kind of funny. It kind of all ties together. People will get mad. I get so many hate comments because it's like OnlyFans on my things, and it's like I'm just using it as an example that people are making more money by just being smarter about things. Like they're just, what I mean, like they're just
Yeah.
being smarter,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And so you can cry and mope and be like, wah, wah, I'm sad. My job doesn't pay me enough. I'm working 60 hours. Or you can go start an online business.
Right.
I don't care what you're doing, truly. And you could be making more money. You can be with your family. You can start a family. You can buy a house. You can buy a car, and you can realize that the system isn't meant for people who are sheep.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Exactly.
that's really what it
Yep.
is, so people typically are sheep. They're going to be in the victim mindset. And I mean, Trump could have been like that. He could have, instead of being a businessman, and overcoming those things, he could have been like, I'm just going to take daddy's money and not do anything with my life. Right? You know what I mean? Elon could have given up once PayPal was created and he sold PayPal and like, I'm just going to sit on all this money and never start Tesla or do anything like that. But you have to find purpose,
Yeah.
right? You have to
Yep.
create
Yep.
that purpose sometimes.
Yep. Totally.
And that's what sets people apart, right? I found purpose. I like to educate people. I mean, I really like to teach people. And I found that. And sometimes what the path that you chose isn't the path that you end up on, but you find a better path,
Yep.
right? I went to college because my parents told me to go to college and then paid for everything. And then like, you're going to college. You're going, I didn't have a choice, actually. It was like pretty much you're going to college, whatever. And then I worked at Best Buy and I was like, oh, wait, great. This really worked out for me,
Yep. Yep.
$13 an hour. That's fantastic. And so I was at a pivot point. I could have stayed sad and worked at that $13 an hour, barely paying bills, or I could have tried to become something more of
hmm
myself.
hmm
And so many people will choose the latter. So many people will just be like, I'm just gonna smoke and drink and just hang out with my loser friends and not do anything with my life. And then
Yeah.
that's so many people. I'd say
I
that's
know.
about
Yeah.
80% of the population nowadays,
So bad. So bad.
you know? And so that's what I think. I think we're different. Something's changed in our brains. Maybe it was, put into us at a young age, but something sets entrepreneurs apart from people who are just
hmm
going to cry and mope and be sad. I'm a huge gamer, so I
Hmm.
think that might be a thing too. I love video games, and
Oh
some
yeah.
people will say you can't be a
Dude,
video game.
you wouldn't believe about that. Like, dude, we are very, very, very similar in many ways. I'm telling you, like, yeah, I've been playing like video games like crazy. Like before I jumped into entrepreneurship, but then like it was, I would say I was addicted to it like crazy. Like I couldn't
Oh,
get
it's fun.
out of there until I'm gonna freaking win that shit.
Yeah, no, yeah, and that's I think that's exactly where I was going with that is like I have to win, and
Hmm.
I will win, and then I think with video games you kind of learn that if you try enough times, you're gonna win. You're
Mm.
gonna do it.
Yep,
You
yep.
know, and I think that's like a little bit of a foundation of what allowed me to get to this point
Mm.
is, I grew up with Sonic, I grew up with Mario, and I played Halo, and I played Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto and all those things. Like, I'm very versatile. I have every
Hmm.
game console,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um, but I knew that if I tried enough times, I would win.
yeah.
And so I think
Okay,
that is a kind of
let's
like,
break some beliefs here because, like, dude, my opinion is everything is possible. You can succeed in any area of your life, and it, like, if you think that something's not working, ask yourself, are there people that actually making money with this or working for them that? If yes, the problem is not the system, it's you. You gave up or you didn't give enough attention to it or
yes,
you literally didn't master the things. Everything is possible, and that's it basically. And
yeah,
it's just on you if you're going to take the risk or take the opportunity or take whatever it call for you or it's mean to you is literally you have your life in your own hands and
yes.
basically there is nobody who's going to save you. Everything is literally on you and it's all going to be y your life basically going to look like based on how many like what decisions you make and what action you took. That's it.
There's a quote by Steve Jobs. I think it's like everything that's made around you, everything that was ever done around you, everyone that was ever successful around you was done by people no smarter than you.
Hmm.
And that always kind of like stood out in my brain, It's kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, if Elon Musk can go start a car company or start PayPal, then there's no reason that I should be struggling with my stupid little affiliate marketing program. Like, why can I not make money with this? It's like I'm just not trying hard enough. I'm
Yeah.
not doing what I need to be doing. And so
People are
you can either
lazy. People are lazy.
exactly,
Just
yeah, that
took the freaking action and just do it. Like
yeah.
even if it's scary, who cares? You're gonna have okay, it's gonna be hard. It will and what? Like you have to go through it if you want like there's two options. Be the sheep or be the wolf, whatever. Like be the like either you're gonna make it work or you're gonna give up.
Yeah.
There is no other things to it. You're gonna either work 9 to 5 or you're gonna make a shit lots of money and literally be successful and have like, take care about your family, be able to enjoy your vacations, have the best things that you can in your life. It's your choice, literally.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can make all that money and you go on vacation with your family, like that's because you put the work in, right? So you can either put the work in at your 9 to 5 and stay at the same salary for 40 years
I,
only
I
to
saw I
retire.
saw you like showing the
Oh,
video on that video 30K salary a year and then 100K a month with like 100K a month selling literally after so I was like yep that guy he knows.
I know. Yeah, well, yeah. And the thing is like I would be in my salary job, which was making me 30K, right? And I would see these YouTubers and I would just be getting mad. I'm like, how did this guy make more money than I am? And I'm over here checking people out at the cashiers thing in Best Buy. And I'm like, I'm just getting mad, right? So it's funny, I never really took my job serious. That's something too. Is like when I was at my 9 to 5 jobs or just, customer service or whatever at Best Buy. I was always on my phone. I was just always just trying to educate myself. I mean, I'd be at Best Buy and I'd be like, oh, so I can sell a fishing rod from Alibaba and then I can double the price and then I can do this while I'm here. So that I'm like, I would always be trying to figure something out. I was always trying to learn.
Exactly.
And
Love it. Love it. Love it.
I,
This is awesome,
I
dude.
wanted to,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's just crazy. And it's funny that, we have so many similarities. And it's funny because so many people say video gamers are losers. It's like, or like, I can't, there's some entrepreneur out there
Why do you
who's
think that
like,
they say that? Why? Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's a stigma.
Mm,
Maybe the people around them, they see that they're just sitting around and they think they're not proactive. I mean, bro, I played The Legend of Zelda so many times that like, when you start to figure out puzzles and you can correlate it with, oh, my funnel's not working, or
yeah.
how can I get people to do this one thing that I want them to
Hmm.
do? It's all puzzles, bro.
Hmm.
Like it's 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 a crazy how similar everything
Hmm.
is.
Hmm.
And but they always say that, yeah, video gamers are losers. I'm like, Elon Musk is a gamer, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Nah.
he's the world's richest person, So stupid. I don't
So
know. You got me heated.
yeah,
You got me
that's good.
riled up,
Like I
man.
love it, dude. This is awesome. And also um, when it comes to business, right? When it comes to business, it's not as hard as most people like make it seems hard. Like if I would literally break business into three things, the most important three things like that every business has to have, basically to make it successful. There are only like I'm literally there are I would say there are only three things literally that you need to make money, basically,
Yeah.
or make business successful. And those three things are basically having an offer, sales conversion process, and traffic.
Yeah.
That's it. And then there are like strategies, tactics that you can double down on. Okay, like you can choose different type of tactics, strategies, or whatever. But every business, if you think about it, every business has these three things, and that's it basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And also on the point that you shared, or do you want to add something to it? Or you
No, I mean, I do agree though,
Yeah.
I think, and if you're like, if your business isn't successful, it's probably just one of those aspects that you mentioned that needs modified. Maybe you need more traffic. Maybe your offer's bad. Maybe you need to adjust your offer. You know what I mean? Like there's always just something that you have to adjust.
Maybe
And
your funnel is
you have,
broken. It's not working
yeah,
well.
who knows? Yeah, exactly. What is wrong? You know what I mean?
But
And you have to go
okay,
back.
okay. So and how you figure it out if it's wrong or bad? How you figure that out?
How do I
You
figure it
have
out?
to,
Okay.
yeah. How would you figure it out?
So I'm like a master troubleshooter.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be completely honest with you. If something's wrong, I pretty much just tweak it enough times.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend, when in the very beginning, I would come in here on the computer and I'd be like, we would get home from dinner and I'm like, hold on, I gotta go adjust my funnel. I'm like, it would be bothering me the entire dinner or something, but I just wouldn't say anything. I'm like, I gotta go. And then I would be in there for like another hour. And it's just like, I would be so persistent
Mm-hmm.
with things until they worked. And so you just keep adjusting. But I did want to talk
But
about this is like
based on what would you determine if it's not working or does?
I would just keep I would put myself in the audience's
Mm-hmm.
shoes. And then I would just be like, okay, what would I want to hear? What would I want to see? How would I adjust things? How would I get things to convert?
Mm-hmm.
What would I want to hear
Mm-hmm.
if I was that person,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And so, or what would I want to see? And then, I'll be honest, I've had a lot of experience with funnel building,
Mm-hmm.
right? I've been doing it for 5 years now. But there's some things that I don't know. So
Mm-hmm.
I will occasionally hire people on Fiverr, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you have to be able to reach out to people that are smarter than you at some things, right? But then I would just like I
Yeah,
study other
yeah,
people, what they're doing more than anything else, I think.
yeah, yeah,
That's the biggest thing. I'm
yeah.
like, ooh, so they're doing this. Maybe
For
I
me,
could.
sorry to interview. For me, is
Yeah.
literally everything is numbers game. Literally. If you understand the numbers behind the funnel, behind the sales,
Oh
behind
yes.
everything, like literally what is going on in like inside of the business, you can make work everything. If you
Yes.
think like you starting a new business, you have no data about it at all. The the most risk, like the biggest risk is always when you're starting business. Like the first attempt, because you have nothing. You are literally just throwing spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. And
Yeah.
then when you see, okay, this landing page convert this way, so probably what is the most important pieces in on the landing page? Hook. 100%, like 80% of the success is a hook. Okay, I'm going to tweak the hook. Bam, now instead of having 9% of conversion or opt-in rates there, okay, I have 30%. Okay, that was the hook then. So I'm going to tweak it as long as I need to make it actually work for, I don't know, the best way possible. Usually I'm tweaking it all the time. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah, me
trying
too.
to always test. I love that to, I don't know. I'm just like crazy about numbers, tactics, and like strategy, like everything like business. I'm just like going crazy about it, especially marketing stuff. So yeah, but basically, everything comes down to numbers. You need to understand numbers, and then you can make everything work. Doesn't really matter.
No, exactly. If you can see the numbers, conversion, traffic, that's what, once you've started everything, and I did want to touch back. You said, how, maybe it's the hook, maybe something you need to adjust on the funnel. AI makes everything so much easier, because
Totally.
you had, before 2023, when ChatGPT came out around that time, you had to be like, hmm. I actually have to think about this. I actually have to try to figure out what would be a good hook here,
Dude.
right?
Oh my.
Now you
Yeah.
just take a screenshot and then you say, "Hey, I need this adjusted. Here's my funnel, blah blah blah," and then it hopefully knows everything about you anyways already, and then it'll come up with the thing that you need to fix, and it'll
Yeah.
just fix everything for you. And
Exactly.
so I've done that. I've done that many times. I'm like,
So
"Ooh, I need to
crazy.
just see what's going to be work better." Okay, ChatGPT, here we go. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if we can make it better. And it does. And so AI, people hate AI. People, and so I think that as we move forward into the future, it's going to get really divisive. Like there's going to
Mm-hmm.
be people. I played Detroit Become Human.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so in that game, the synopsis is that there are people who hate the robots, which
Mm-hmm.
are basically just humanoids, and then the people who are like, maybe I can get along with this. Maybe I can
Mm-hmm.
utilize this, right? And so it's going to get that divisive. People are going to
Totally.
hate these things. They're going to want to destroy AI. They're going to be like, it's the worst thing for the environment. Fun fact, you scrolling on TikTok or Instagram actually uses more water than using ChatGPT, but
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to talk about that typically. But AI can change your life. It can make your life better. But I think, some of it might be tied in together with
Mm-hmm.
boo-hoo, I don't want to try new things. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
victim. It's sad. I mean, it might be all tied in together. But I think that AI, if we have to close this out, because time's kind of
Yeah.
getting,
Yeah.
but if I had to end it with anything, use AI. AI is the future. You can either get stuck and be lost in the past and then struggle, or you can use it to get ahead and make hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. I think it was like the Shark Tank guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, the next billionaire, the next richest person on the planet might be somebody in their basement who's
Mm-hmm.
using AI the right way.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
love it, love it. Yeah. AI is enhancing like so, and I think in the future everything's going to be like literally um like the AI is gonna be implemented to everything. Literally like any technology and everything like what we use is gonna be enhanced with AI. That's my opinion, and for sure I'll when it comes to like your opinion on those like people who will hate AI and then people who just like who loves AI and going with that way. I can't say if I'm on that side or that side. I would say that I'm for human connection for sure, but then also
Yes.
I use AI in multiple ways. So like for some work, it's like literally enhancing everything. Like it's so valuable for me to like literally bring the idea on, and such. So it's like when it comes to building a brand, I would never ever use AI for building my brand. Like literally like clone me and be me. Basically, no way. I
Oh
would,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? But when it comes to like using it for copywriting, using it for, I don't know, some
Oh yeah.
like automatization, for example, like instead of spending hours in DMs, you would hire somebody like somebody like VA or somebody like setter or somebody
Yeah.
who going to run those. So why I should hire them? I'm gonna just put the AI there and it's gonna do way better job than them because like AI
Yeah.
can't really make mistakes and it's like 24 like it's not sleep, it doesn't need the rest, it doesn't have to go on the toilet, it's just working there or 24/7 basically,
Exactly.
having
What's
multiple
funny you
conversation
say
at the
that.
same time.
It's funny you say that because like that was the reason I got rid of my setters in the first place is
Yeah,
because like
yeah,
ManyChat, oh, it doesn't need to sleep. Like
yeah.
because I would have setters that would only work maybe a few hours a day, right? Like maybe 6 to 7 hours or whatever. And then there'd be all these, I'd get on my Instagram and I'd be like, there's all these DMs that are
Hmm.
unmessaged, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just leads, that's money that's gone.
Yeah.
And then it's just like I have AI who's just going to go in there and
Exactly.
do
Yeah.
everything for me. And I'm
To
the same way
yeah,
though.
to
I
every client, we're implementing this to every literally client that we have, like literally having DM
exactly.
setters, SMS setters, like to getting like in touch with the people and filtering them at the first, like like in the first basically interaction, because you never know who those people are. They can be scammers, they can be just like trying to piss you off or whatever. So I just let the AI to deal with them, and then I'm gonna just connect with those people who are really serious about what like to make the success, like make the things work. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead. Go.
Yeah.
What did
No,
you
no, no,
want to?
yeah, no, I agree with you completely because it's like, that also we can it kind of connects back to when I was talking about, when you asked if I get triggered when people say hateful things.
Hmm.
When I with it, I have an AI, and AI is not gonna get their feelings hurt. I don't even have to, it's out of sight, out of mind. I don't even have to worry about it, right?
Well,
And
do
so
you know? Do you know what? We can test that sometime. We can prompt AI to actually be ridiculous, and like when people start getting ridiculous, they're gonna answer to them like, I'm joking, like
yeah,
like fuck yourself, go,
they're like, oh yeah, well, you know what? Yeah,
yeah, get out,
shove
get out
it.
of here.
So basically, yeah. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it. Is like people will get offended, and the AI will just be like, boo-hoo, I'm a robot. I'm a language-based model, is what ChatGPT used to
Yeah.
say, and it's like I don't understand anything you're saying anyways. It's not gonna, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like what I've done with my business is I've set it up so that like the AI is the front end person,
Hmm.
right? And so people who are actually serious, maybe serious about like coaching or actually one-on-ones with me or actually want to buy the product, I only communicate with people once they've bought the product because I know they're serious then.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so because when I was a coach, I would have so many people who would just not show up to the Zoom calls. That would be my biggest pet peeve because it's like I'm setting an hour aside to talk to this person to maybe, close a deal, maybe even just help them, point them in the right
Exactly.
direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they wouldn't even show up. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well now what do I do for an hour? And it's like but for me as a business owner, I'm sure you can relate. There's always something you can do in that hour.
Hmm.
And that's how I am. Like, if I
Yeah.
maybe if somebody didn't show up, I'd go post on Instagram. Maybe I'd go post on Facebook, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, it's just it's kind of crazy. There's so many topics, and that's we got the government, we got the 9 to 5 systems
Yeah.
broken, we got AI. Like it's a crazy world right now. Like
Yeah.
there's so many
Yeah.
things that are
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. Anyway, like I know also that you are probably like a Bitcoin, like type of person that you love that. I would
Yes,
love to
crypto.
touch on that too, but because we are out of time, we can probably do some other interview or whatever, like talk about some stuff. But thank
Yeah.
you so much for being here. It was amazing to have you. It was a so amazing conversation. I love it so much. And yeah, so where people can find you or support you?
So they could find me on Tyler Z Wise on my Instagram, or just look up Tyler Wise on Facebook, and you'll find me. I promise you'll find me. You'll see me pretty fast. But yeah, thanks so much, Adam. This was a great talk.
Totally.
I love talking about these things, so maybe we'll be on another call and talk about things in the future.
Awesome. All right. And for everybody who's listening, if this stirs something in you, don't ignore it. Share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe, leave a review, and remember, you weren't born to follow the script. You were born to be free. Bye, everybody.